Coming up in this video, we've got images of a brand new Neca double pack just announced of Iron Maiden's Eddie Mascot, and these look pretty special. So don't run to the hills, we're going to look at it now. Hi all, Chris here, and I'm taking a look today at the first images that have been released by Neca for their 7-inch Ultimates double pack of Iron Maiden's iconic mascot, Eddie, from two different album covers from two different eras of Iron Maiden, I guess. One very recent and one classic, iconic Eddie. So, I mean, big Iron Maiden fan, loved them since I was a kid. Yeah, I think when I was a kid, I gravitated to them because of the Eddie mascot, really. When I first saw those album art images, that's what drew me to Iron Maiden firstly. And I think that style of that Eddie look is just so cool and is so metal. It is, it's one of the first images I think of when I think of like classic metal. So I love the Eddie look and I can't wait to see these two figures in hand. So let's take a quick look at the first images. We've got two Eddie figures in this double pack. Obviously, that's what double packs are. So firstly, this is to celebrate Iron Maiden's Future Past World Tour. Neca have released a little blurb which kind of gives a good overview of what these two figures are. So I'll read that blurb in full. But it says, this Neca Ultimate Action Figure 2-pack pays tribute to Eddie in two forms. So we have Samurai Eddie, which comes straight from the 2021 Senjutsu album cover, and it features armor-clad Eddie from the past. He includes multiple interchangeable heads and hands, helmet, katana, flaming katana, sheaths, dagger, and removable shoulder armor pieces. And then for the second figure, we've got Cyborg Eddie, which is based on the futuristic cover art from the classic 1986 album, Somewhere in Time. Love that album. And he includes interchangeable hands, a blaster rifle, and two laser blasters. Both figures are fully articulated and stand in the standard 7-inch scale, and they come in a beautiful double gate-folded window boxed packaging, perfect for collectors. Before I forget, the estimated shipping on both of these figures is around November 2024. So if it's not available already, I would imagine pre-orders are pretty close to being incoming. But yeah, I mean, I love the look of this double pack. I mean, Cyborg Eddie, that Somewhere in Time Eddie, is one of my favourite Eddie looks. And for this, it looks fantastic as well. That classic kind of almost skinned look to Eddie, I think, is just awesome. And I'm not as familiar with the Senjutsu Eddie, I'll be honest, but from the way he looks, I think he's fantastic. Not quite the same face look, which is clearly a design choice that Iron Maiden have made as opposed to Neca. From looking at the pictures, they're very faithful recreations and amazing Eddies that we can have in our collection as well. I think Neca are a bit hit and miss with their Eddie figures. Sometimes they're in ultimate form, sometimes they're plush, sometimes there doesn't feel like there's a standard Eddie range, and maybe this is the start of more to come, because I would love to collect a full range of 7-inch Eddie figures, and they're probably out there in places, but let's hope that Neca let's hope that firstly these sell well and that Neca release a few more Eddie figures for us, because I love both of these figures. I'm not going to go into too much specifics on them both, but when you look at the Senjutsu Eddie, the level of detailing on his armor, on his weaponry, I think just looks excellent. And the Cyborg Eddie, while being more of a minimalist looking figure with less on his body, the level of detailing, on the muscles and on that iconic cyborg headpiece as well looks great. So I'm all in for these figures. I cannot wait to get hold of them. But now it's over to you, really. What do you think of these? Is this something that you're going to collect? Have you been collecting Eddies in the past? Or is this perhaps going to start your journey of collecting these Eddie figures? Let me know in the comments. I will say I haven't seen any update on pricing yet. So, I'm going to assume the standard prices of Ultimate figures, and times that by 2. This is probably going to be between the $70 to $80 price range. But, I could be proven wrong. It could be slightly more, slightly less than that. But I think if you go on that basis, you'll probably find it's something around that. But yeah, I think these look great. But please drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed this. And please consider subscribing to my channel for more action figure reviews and news. I will keep you up to date on any more updates that come out about Eddie. I'm loving my Neca figures at the moment, so I'd really like to start looking at a few more of them. But if you're interested in more action figure news, why don't you check out this video next? Thanks ever so much for joining me today. I hope you all take care. Bye-bye now.